morning, Year 5, and welcome back to our virtual classroom. Today's lesson is a writing lesson. It's going to focus on description. So you're going to need a notebook and a pencil. Please make sure that you send me a photo of your work by email, or you can type it up and email it to me that way. I also want to make sure you guys are logging into iExcel, Quill, and RazKids. I can see who's been going on, and so far I've only seen 3 students log in, so please get on that right away. All right, let's get started. Okay, so the first thing I want you to do is head up your book. Dates might be a little bit off because it takes me a long time to get these videos uploaded, so you just put the date that you did this assignment on. Our topic is descriptive writing, and the learning intention is to use a variety of strong and specific adjectives to enhance description. So we're aiming to make our description stronger by using specific words, not just saying good or nice or pretty, but we're going to try and use words that are very specific to the topic that we're writing about. All right, you can pause this if you need to finish copying, and then we're going to move on to our activity. This is the task that we're doing today. Think of your favorite place to go in nature. Perhaps it is your backyard, the park, a forest, or a mountain. Write a paragraph about this place. Use descriptive words to help readers picture and feel this place. The more details you use, the more interesting this spot will be to readers. So clearly, this task wants us to use a variety of adjectives. So the first thing we're going to do is start planning out what kinds of words we're going to need to describe the place that we've picked. Now, my place is going to be different to your place. So as you watch me set up my graphic organizer that I'm going to use to map out my words, keep in mind that your words won't be the same as mine. It's okay for you to use Google to find your words, whatever means you need to, but be creative. Try to avoid boring, dry words. So here's that graphic organizer I was talking about. It's for descriptive writing, and as you can see, it maps out the 5 senses: smell, see, hear, taste, and feel. In the center, I have a photo of my favorite place in nature. Now, you cannot laugh, but in the middle of that picture, if you look carefully, hopefully this will focus, you'll see a little Miss Osborne and her brother. That's Drew. The place that we're at is my aunt's garden in Jamaica. I really love this place because, as you can see, there's flowers just everywhere. There are all these pretty stone walls, and this is just a glimpse of the garden. This isn't the whole thing. This is actually just like maybe a little corner out of it. If I had to give it a fraction, it'd probably be like 1/10 of the whole garden. And it was just absolutely beautiful. So I chose this as my place, and I was really happy I was able to find a picture of it. Now, if you can find a picture of your place, that'd be excellent, because what you can do is stick that in your book, if your parents let you, and then you can map out all the different senses around it, just like my organizer has done. What I'm gonna do is just use a marker and write in just kind of words or phrases that come to mind when I want to describe this place. And I'm gonna try and be creative. I don't wanna say it looks, where's looks? I don't wanna say I see pretty flowers, because that's just so boring. I'm gonna try and be a bit more descriptive than that. So I went onto Google and I just typed in words to describe a garden. And I found a ton of great words. So that's actually what I'm gonna incorporate into my graphic organizer. All right, so I went ahead and filled this in off camera, and you'll notice that I left taste blank. Why do you think I left taste blank? Well, because I'm not eating anything in the garden. I'm not eating the flowers or the dirt or the grass. So it didn't make sense to include those. I focused instead on the other 4 senses. Under smell, I said I can smell fragrant flowers. Fragrant means something smells good, like perfume. So there is my strong and specific adjective. Fragrant describes the smell of the flowers. I said I can see delicate petals, a lush garden, and neat rows. Well, delicate, lush, and neat are all describing words. Delicate means like fragile, it's easy to be destroyed. Lush means it's like overflowing with life. And neat, of course, just means tidy. So I chose these 3 words to describe the things I can see in the garden: the petals, the garden itself, and the rows of plants. For here, I said I hear birds singing sweet songs, and I hear the faint trickle of water. Where are my describing words? Well, the birds are singing sweet songs. There's my describing word. And the trickle of water is faint. That means it's kind of hard to hear. It's very soft. Now we're going to skip over taste and move right on to feel. I can feel a gentle breeze. Where's my describing word? Gentle. It's describing the breeze, which is our noun. I can feel prickly grass. Now, I struggled with that one for a while because I was tempted to say the grass is soft, but I realized that's not true. Grass is usually kind of like it pokes you. So the best word I could think of was prickly to describe that feeling. And last, I said I can feel pillowy petals. I'm really proud of this one because it's so much stronger than soft. Because a pillow is soft, so it's saying that the petals are soft without actually using the word soft. Instead, I compared it to a pillow. They're pillowy. Now what I'm going to do is take all of these descriptions and turn them into a paragraph describing that garden. So off camera, I went ahead and wrote my paragraph, and I've highlighted all the places that I tied in my description from my graphic organizer. I titled my paragraph Aunt Yvonne's Garden. My favorite place to go before all this mess began was my aunt's garden in Jamaica. Way up at the top of a hill where a gentle breeze blew were the neat rows of Aunt Yvonne's lush garden. It was overflowing with fragrant flowers. Their delicate, pillowy petals came in all the colors of the rainbow. From where I would sit on the carpet of prickly grass, I could hear the faint trickle of water and birds singing sweet songs. I can't wait to go back. So, you'll notice that I highlighted all my description. Take a look though. My first 3 bits of description, gentle breeze, neat rows, and lush garden, all happen in the same sentence. Gentle breeze is what I could feel, neat rows is what I see, lush garden is also something that I see. I didn't separate them by the sense that they fall under, like hear, smell, taste. It's okay to group them together. So in one single sentence, from way up at the top of a hill to this full stop here, I have 3 bits of description. In the next sentence, it was overflowing with fragrant flowers. I only have 1 in that sentence. So there is no rule that says you have to put a certain amount of description in each sentence. I encourage you to try and tie some of them together or to leave some on their own. That way it sounds more natural. In my next sentence, I said they're delicate, pillowy petals. I used 2 bits of description for petals. I noticed that on my graphic organizer, I mentioned petals twice. So instead of mention petals twice in my paragraph, I mentioned them once and used the 2 describing words, pillowy and delicate. Towards the end of my paragraph, you'll see I made a little mistake. Instead of saying prickly, I put pillowy at first, so I just crossed that right out and put prickly grass. I used a comma, and then I continued describing. So I went from what I could feel, the prickly grass, into what I could hear in the same sentence, faint trickle of water and birds singing sweet songs. When you guys write your paragraphs, I want you to try to write like this, where everything is tied together as much as possible, and you don't have sentences that start, I hear this, I see this, I feel this. Try to make it as natural as possible and tie things together. When you finish writing your paragraph, take a picture of it and send it to me. You know my email address. If you don't, you know what to do. Message me on Class Dojo or have your parents WhatsApp me and I'll get you my email address. All right, you guys, stay safe. See you soon.